We're in definite risk of falling out of the playoff place today, and after a loss last game against Chester, the pressure is really on today against playoff rivals Boston United. So hello everyone and welcome to the 8th episode of Hednesford Town Season 2, the Road to League 2. Road to League 2 Season 2, blimey that's catching on Football Manager 2018. And yeah, so since you guys last with me, we have played quite a few games actually. We played obviously last time against FC United of Manchester and Nuneaton Town. We played 4 games since then in the league. We lost 3-0 to Telford United, our local rivals. As I've said sometimes this season, we just haven't had it. We've won both of the home games in this period, which is nice, but in terms of the away games, we've lost both, so that's not good at all. But we beat Kidderminster Harriers and Bradford Park Avenue quite easily. And then we lost to Chester in our last game. Really, it was a disgusting display, to be quite honest, because one of their players was sent off before half-time, so technically we should have beat them quite easily, but we just couldn't do it. And we are at real danger of falling out of the playoff place now. And as you can see, it's really close to the playoff places. I mean, there's only 8 points between Telford and Kettering down 11th, just showing how close it is at this point of the season. There's 14 games to go, so there is still 14 times 3, 42 points still to play for. So we could still end up on a maximum of 88. So any team can beat us. We can finish anywhere in the league, but hopefully we can get our playoff place in the end of it. But obviously, as you can probably see there, we've had a lot of friendlies organised against under-23 teams in the Prem, because I don't know if you've seen, but our finances aren't great. We've lost a lot of money, but as you can see, to be fair, we've kind of managed it a little bit in January. You know, the drop has gone a lot less, but obviously this month we haven't had any home games, but we will have a home game against Southport, Chelsea and Stockport before the end of the month. So hopefully the income outweighs the expenditure, but that's something that's going to be monitored. But let's just get straight into it then. Nothing really to report, to be quite honest, but we are facing the impossible apparently. But we're all about in this series making the impossible possible, I think. We're 1-6 to win, we're 10-1 to win. Well, to be quite honest, I don't see why, because we've been defying all the odds this year, so I don't see why it'd be any different today. But we have signed Daniel Griffiths, the one that we had on loan from Liverpool. Not on loan, but on a trial from Liverpool. He's a backup player at the moment, but could be really well. It's quite frightening that he's only a month older than me. That's quite a frightening one, but oh well. But let's get straight into it. So we've got Wallacott in goal, Ballinga, Bailey, Oji and Law at the back. Actually, we're going to put Wheatley instead of Oji at the back. And Law at the back, Adams, Fitzpatrick and Fawley in the middle, and then Laurie, Macaulay Davis and Skephorn up front, because Jarvis is injured, and Chris Fawcett's also injured, so there's not really any striking option. But apart from that, let's get straight to this game against Boston. It's not going to be against Hednesford, because it would be quite a boring game, wouldn't it, if it was against Hednesford. But there we go. But team's warming up. They're playing a 4-3-3. That's going to be a really tricky one, but we might have to just play it out a little bit wide, you know, because they're playing very narrow. A bit like us, to be fair. But if we get our full-backs to go or push up the field a little bit, I would definitely say to exploit the flanks today. Play a little bit wider and hit early crosses. That seems probably the best way to do things. But if obviously it doesn't work, then we can go back to something else. But they're all ready for kick-off. They're quite happy. We'll just pop it onto 2D Classic, and we are ready for the kick-off. So we have kicked off here against Boston United. Obviously, Captain Goodspeed's old team in the Journeyman. I think he was with them in Season 3 and 4. But talking about the table, again, it's just unbelievably close between everyone, to be quite honest. It's such a close league. It's a bit like the Championship, it reminds me of. But we've got to be credited as a new team coming up, and Altrincham as well. We've got to be credited for this fantastic league season so far. We're in the playoff places, a team that was expected to go down. I mean, we're doing really well for what we were expected to do. We've really defied the odds this year, and it's really nice to see us defying those odds. I don't think we will go up this year, but you simply never know. Skephorn's in the box, but he still hasn't had the form recently that he had last year and some of this year. He's just really fell flat a little bit, which is a bit of a shame. But Fawley puts to Davis, back to Law, puts it back in, but Langford gets it for them. Adams puts it again to Law. The fullbacks are having a real good influence in this game. Skephorn has a shot, but James says, I don't think that's David James, but as I said already, the fullbacks are having a really good influence on this game, because they're playing quite narrow. And as you can see, we're playing quite wide. The players have adjusted to that instruction brilliantly, but they're probably going to go and score now. German to Anderson, but Fawley gets that back with a nice sliding tackle, I can only presume. I can only dream of things, imagine things in 2D. But Wallacott's been really good for us this season. He puts it out to Daves. Not so good a hit though. Lovely ball from Adams. Through to James. Laurie has a shot and it's just wide. As it says at the bottom, that looked like a certain goal and it was just wide. But it seems at the moment that we've had the domination of play, which is brilliant. But Laurie, they've lost it. But Skephorn's got it. Oh, come on, Skephorn. That's 2 chances really that we've missed that we should have scored. I'm going to demand more from the players. But Fitzpatrick puts it in for Bailey. Bailey has a shot, yes! He heads it into the back of the net, and we have defied the odds again. We are beating Boston United. We're up to 4th position in the table. Just bear in mind that not everyone's playing today, because this is a midweek game, so I can presume everyone's playing on Wednesday. That's probably Bailey's first goal of the season, I would guess. But that's fantastic stuff. Ugh, lemon and lime squash doesn't go well when you've just cleaned your teeth. Let's have a poll down in the comments, shall we? I don't know why some people clean their teeth before they have their breakfast. I think that's disgusting. How can you enjoy your Rice Krispies after that? It really infuriates me, but, you know, we're just getting off the topic now. I've got a bit of a sore throat today, and I'm not feeling the best. And for a first day of bulk recording, it's probably not the best way to go, but we're going to have a break after this. We're going to go up the shops, get some Christmas presents. But after that, I'm going to be back this afternoon. Hopefully a bit more re-energised. But hopefully this will make me a little bit more satisfied with a win against Boston United. But Davies puts it to Bellinga. Lovely ball for it to Fitzpatrick, but unfortunately Langford gets it to James. Oh, it's so close. Fitzpatrick could have got there. German's got the ball now. To be fair, they haven't got that much space. That's nice to see. We're closing down quite well, apart from Gibson, who's got about 50 years of space. Sambu to Gibson. Nicely closed down. Wheatley, puts to Fitzpatrick. Keep the ball, son. Fitzpatrick, lovely ball through to Davies. Keep the ball, keep the ball. Unlucky, unlucky. He loses the ball there, but that was quite unlucky. Anderson, though, puts it into Rollins, and I think that was just inevitable, to be quite honest. They'd got the best of play in the last few minutes, and you're going to have to accept the odd goal against these sort of teams. You know, Boston United, of course, are quite a big team in this league. They were in the... Well, saying that, actually, they were in Sky Bet League 2 in 2006. I don't know why they didn't go into the National League. That's odd. Because they've been, if you look, Sky Bet League 2, they got relegated, and they got relegated to the National League North. Don't know. Very, very confusing, but Mo Adams is looking exhausted, so we might have to take him off at half-time. It's a bit infuriating. The players, obviously, at this time of the season are really tired. You know, there's some midweek games, and we are having the friendlies as well, which really shouldn't be there, but they're just a money-making scheme, because, to be quite honest, we're not doing well enough so far, and I wouldn't mind the players being a little bit tired, as long as our finances are alright. Because I think the finances are the most important out of everything. For me, anyway, I believe. Because without finances, you're really screwed. You're not going to do anything without your finances. But that's about that. So we've had to take Adams off, and we're going to play for flat 3 in the middle with Alfie Crooks, Fitzpatrick, and Forley. And that was a bit of a silly kick, wasn't it? But oh well. We've had the lesser possession, which isn't too bad. We've had more shots, though. An equal amount on target, which is nice to see. And really, apart from the 2 goals, nothing else is really happening in this game, to be quite honest, which is a bit of a shame. But we are just waiting there for the 60-minute mark to come up. Nothing's really happening. Oh, God. Dienga? Is it Diagna? I don't know. But, yeah, he has a shot. And that is the end, unfortunately, of that highlight for them. But we fell out the playoffs. There are more teams playing than I thought tonight. I must admit, I didn't think there were many teams playing. But we have fell out the playoffs temporarily, because Tamworth were winning against Kidderminster. But it looks like this might be a decent draw against Boston United. I'd love to go and get the winner, of course. And we've only made 1 substitution, to be fair. We'll bring Griffiths on, see if he can make an impact come the end of the game. We'll also bring on Oshie for Bailey. I think he deserves a bit of a rest. And that looks all good to me. Got 10 minutes left. Tell the players to push forward. Let's go attacking. If we lose the game now, it's my fault. But, you know, every point matters in this. So, it'd be lovely if we can get a goal before the end. Nothing quite happening yet. 86 minutes in. I don't think there's going to be another highlight, but there might well be, I suppose. 90 minutes in. I don't think anything's going to happen. Oh, 91 minutes. I'd say I love jinxing it, but Bellinga to Crooks. To Fitzpatrick, puts to Forley. Oh, I thought that was in, you know. Scabhorn. Penalty! I thought it was, you know. Wow. Wow. Penalty. He holds it up and he gets the penalty. Yeah, I'm happy with James Lorry taking this penalty. Let's have the camera angle behind the goal if we can. Here we go. Can we win this game against Boston? Can we get ourselves to his 3rd place as most? Laurie begins his run up. Yes! We have scored. Fantastic stuff for James Laurie. And we've won the game against Boston. That's absolutely fantastic. You've just seen the highlights, so you don't really need to see it. But that is absolutely brilliant. Fantastic stuff. And we are temporarily up to 4th. I'm saying we're temporarily up to 4th because it feels like they're going to attack and score now. German puts it in, but Wallacott gets that safely. And we're up to 4th. That's quite unbelievable, actually. And we are only 6 points off the top of the table. As I said before, Wrexham and Darlington aren't playing today. But amazingly, Wrexham seem to have a bit of a downturn of form. FC United and Manchester in 13th. I knew that would happen. FC United and Manchester in 13th whooped Wrexham 5-0 in their last game. I knew that would happen as well. Yeah, Masamba got onto the pass, put it into Germain, and that's a goal for them, unfortunately. 2-2. But it seems a bit just, to be honest. I think a draw's fair for every side, and both of the sides in this game. I think that's a fair result. Blythe Spartans have lost to Harrogate. That's quite a bad result for Blythe. But, yeah. Shame that was, but, you know, unlucky it wasn't our night. We got the penalty, and if you think about it, without the penalty, we might have lost the game, so it's swings and roundabouts. But our next game, when is our next game? Our next game is against Southport at home. So we'll skip to the Southport game now in 11 days. Quite a while away. A while away? A way away. But we'll skip to that game in 11 days, and I'll see you guys in a minute. So with that, 4 hours have been conveyed in just a second. Amazing how technology works. But it's Wednesday afternoon now, you know. The video's meant to be out in 4 hours' time. So I need to get on with this. But we obviously got the game against Southport at home. Obviously everyone's on equal games now after our game in hand that we played. Well, everyone else had a game in hand that they played on Saturday. And as you can see, we're just about in the playoffs and the same amount of points as Southport. Apparently, they are favourites to win, although their form is worse than ours, which is a bit weird, but we're not going to ask any questions. So our team today is Wallacott, Ballinga, Bailey, Wheatley and Law, with Fitzpatrick, Adams and Fawley in the middle, and Laurie behind Davis and Jarvis, who's just got his fitness back after an injury. What was the injury? I forgot, to be quite honest, but if we look at medical reports, he had a bruised head, so it wasn't anything too bad, but he's back from that anyway. And yeah, that's it. So Daniel Griffiths has got a bid on him from somewhere. It's the end of his contract, but I'm not too worried about him at the moment. Skebhorn's obviously out the team, so he's not doing too well, but apart from that, let's get into this game against Southport. You know, I can tell I'm a bit shattered, but I've just bought some games. I'm just looking at them, actually. Well, it won't be on my Twitter yet, but I've just bought some games from CEX in Telford, where I've just been out shopping. It was £4.50 for 9 games. I mean, it's incredible. I've got 8 PS2 games and 1 PC game. It's quite incredible. I'll run you for the list, actually, whilst we're waiting for a good highlight. We've got we've got World Championship Darts, BDC, England International Football 03 to 04, and it's quite a shock because I think it's Gerrard, Lampard, Owen, Beckham and Terry on the front, so it just shows how old that is. Then you've got Championship Manager 5, Cricket 07, Flight Simulator 2 on the computer, thought why not, for 50p, F1 Championship Season 2000, Total Racing Driver 1 and 2, and then Speed Challenger Jack Villeneuve. So if you want to see any of them in the channel, folks, make sure to quickly leave your response. To be fair, it is going to be Wednesday this was recorded and comes out, so it shouldn't be too long. But after that little bit of small talk to try and fill the game a little bit, nothing's really happening. Saying that, though, there is a highlight now, so they've got the ball forward. So Elford, Olayu, I think it is, pass it to Croft on the wing, puts it in lovely to Pickering, who has a shot, and Wallacott saves it very nicely there. I'm going to get the defence to go a bit narrower. Well, we already have that. Well, sorry, not narrower, a little bit more behind. I'm going to try and put the ball into the box and see what that does, because we just haven't been good enough today. Saying that, we haven't been good enough. I'm just saying that we've... This would have been the perfect time to put Giscombe on the bench, give him a bit of experience, but we're going to have to play Crooks instead. We'll swap him for Fitzpatrick, because he's probably a bit better there. We'll play Crooks and attacking midfielder, but that's just not what we wanted for a half-time, to be quite honest. Flory is a really consistent player for us, and if he's out for a while, that's a real concern. Dropped out of the playoffs then by goal difference with a Tamworth win at the moment, but we're not doing badly at all, I think, if everyone continues to work hard. We can win this, which is absolutely right, but it's crazy to see, as you can see, ourselves, Boston, Tamworth and Southport are all on the same amount of points. If it's like that by the end of the day, it'd be quite crazy. We're now down to 9th because somebody's... Well, we're on 47, actually. What's happened there? There's a bit of a glitch with FM recently. As you can see, it says that Southport are 1-0 up. Well, they're not. But for some reason, FM seems to think that. So, very peculiar. Even though they're not 1-0 up. The way will be not 1-0 up in a minute, but I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's a little bit of a glitch that happens sometimes, but obviously it doesn't bother us because they're not technically 1-0 up yet. But anyway, Fawley puts a lovely ball up, but Davies can't quite get to it. Their defenders get to it first. Williams back to Richardson. Can we run and get that? Ballinga does. Passes to Crooks. Through to Davies. Can he put it into Jarvis? On his comeback, Jarvis in the box. He heads it and it's in the back of the net for Hednesford. That should jump us up to 50 points. It certainly does. Above all of our rivals. And we're now up to 5th place, drawing with Harrogate. And that looks like a lovely point score. 45 they said at the start of the season was the amount that we need to escape relegation. We are not targeting anywhere near relegation now because we are 21 points away from the relegation zone. So unless we have a disastrous run of games, I mean there's only 12 games to go. Unless we have a disastrous run of games, I can guarantee that we won't get relegated back to the Northern Premier, which is brilliant to see in this first season in the Vanarama National League North. I keep saying though about promotion, I think... I don't think we're ready for promotion. I think we've got a little bit lucky this time, to be honest, in that we're playing well. But I'm just going to jinx ourselves. We're going to concede here, aren't we? George in the box. Oh, I knew it. I just knew it. This happened against Boston United as well. I just knew it would happen. And we are 1-1 now. Elford Alayi puts it to Williams, who puts it back to Elford Alayi. A bit of a stupid from us there. But he puts it into George. And he's not being marked by our centre-back, which is a real problem. Wallacott practically puts it in the net because AJ George could not even get it in the back of the net. That's decent. That's a super sub for them. Let's make a few subs of our own. Well, Skeppel's going to come back on for Jarvis. Actually, no, we'll bring him on for Davis because Davis looks a bit more tired. Plus the fact he hasn't scored a goal. We'll also bring Lewis Wright on for Bellingra, who looks a bit tired as well. Okay, so let's go back to attacking. Let's see if we can push forward at the end of the game. And see if we can get a win. It'd be a real shame to get 2 draws today. It's not really any results that anybody wants at this stage of the season. But I suppose I'd rather have a draw than a loss. I think it's fair to say. But George to Schumacher into Croft. So close for them. And we're very nearly 2-1 down after being 1-0 up. And if we lose this lead, it'd be a little bit embarrassing. But Wrexham have had a man sent off against Kidderminster. Could it be the chance that Kidderminster score late on? It certainly looks like Altrincham are going to beat Boston. But it looks like that we're going to draw with Southport here. We've got a minute left on the clock. And I think today it's going to be 2 draws. It's really disappointing. But at the same time, we haven't lost. So we've got 2 points out of 6. Definitely 4 drop points rather than 2 gained. But those sort of games happen, I suppose. And those sort of days happen. We have fell out of the playoffs for the first time in a while, which is a bit of a shame. But hopefully in the future we will. And I'll get back into that. And I just was saying about Wrexham maybe losing points against Kidderminster because the Wrexham man had got sent off. I noticed Wrexham on 59 points. So obviously that means that they drew the game, which is a bit of a shame for them. But for us it doesn't mean anything because it just means we equalled their points. So it's not too bad. But Darlington's out the lead of the National League North again. And there's nothing really happening, to be honest, now. It's brilliant, isn't it? It takes a while. Here we go. So Darlington at the top of that table. We're 11 points off, but we're only 5 points off third. And for Altrincham to be up there, it's absolutely bonkers. Phil Parkinson's in charge there. He's been in charge for a while there, and it's brilliant to see him and his players doing so well. Do I recognise any of them out of that team? I don't think I do. Name-wise. No, I don't think I do. I feel like I recognise that Wazzy. Played for City back in the day. Okay. But yeah. Interesting episode that's been. So when are we going to come back? We'll come back at some stage. Probably for something like the... Well, definitely I'm interested in coming back for that Darlington and Wrexham day. But apart from that, I don't know when we'll come back. I'll leave it as a surprise, shall I? So I will be back tomorrow at 6 PM at some point, but I will be back at 6 PM tomorrow, I do promise you. But anyway, I've been TIJ. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow at 6 PM for the ninth episode of Season 2 of the Hednesford Town Road to League 2. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.